born to protect and serve, so she could hardly get behind the wheel on these death-trap roads where she'd probably end up mowing down innocent civilians and maybe some farm animals while she was at it. She wondered if they'd ever get where they were going, and what the odds were of getting there in one piece. Maybe she should run some probabilities. The road narrowed again, boxed in again, and Lieutenant Eve Dallas, veteran murder cop, pursuer of psychopaths, serial killers, homicidal deviants, fought to hold back a squeal as her side of the car lightly kissed the hedges. Her husband of 2 years, and the reason she'd suggested this leg of their vacation, took his hand off the wheel to pat her thigh. "Relax, Lieutenant. Watch the road! Don't look at me, look at the road! Except it's not really a road. It's a track. What are these damn bushes? And why are they here?" "It's fuchsia. Lovely, aren't they?" They made her think of blood spatter, possibly resulting from a massacre by a battalion of farm animals. They ought to move them away from the stupid road. I imagine they were here first. Ireland wound through his voice a lot more appealingly than the road wound through the countryside. She risked a glance in his direction. He looked happy, she realized. Relaxed, happy, at ease in a thin leather jacket and t-shirt, his black hair swept back from that amazing face. Another killer. His eyes so rich a blue it made the heart ache. She remembered they'd nearly died together a few weeks before, and he'd been badly wounded. She'd thought. She could still remember that breathless instant when she'd thought she'd lost him. And here he was, alive and whole. So maybe she'd forgive him for being amused at her expense. Maybe. Besides, it was her own fault. She'd suggested they take part of their vacation, their anniversary celebration, here so he could visit the family he'd only recently discovered. She'd been here before, after all. Of course, that trip she'd taken in a jet copter. When he slowed as they entered what could very loosely be called a town, she breathed a little easier. "Nearly there now," he told her. "This is Chula. Sinead's farm is a few kilometers from the village." Okay, they'd made it this far. Ordering herself to settle down, she scooped a hand through her choppy cap of brown hair. "Look there. The sun's breaking through." She studied the miserly opening in the gray and the watery beam that struggled through. Wow, the light. It's blinding. He laughed, reached out to smooth a hand over the hair she'd just ruffled. "We're out of our element, Lieutenant. Maybe it's good for us to be out of the norm now and again." She knew her norm. Death, investigation, the insanity of a city that ran instead of walked, the smells of a cop shop, the rush and the burden of command. Some of that had become Roarke's norm in the last couple years, she mused. He juggled that with his own world, which was buying, selling, owning, creating pretty much every freaking thing in the known universe. His beginnings had been as dark and ugly as hers. Dublin's street rat, she thought. Thief, conniver, survivor of a brutal, murderous father. The mother he'd never known hadn't been so lucky. From that, he'd built an empire. Not always on the sunny side of the law. And she, cop to the bone, had fallen for him despite the shadows. Or maybe because of them. But there was more to him than either of them had known, and the more lived on a farm outside of the little village of Tula in County Clare. "We could have taken a copter from the hotel," she said.